Hi, my name's David Byrne.
Hi, I'm Braun.
I ride on a perfect freeway. Many people on that road. I heard the sound of someone laughing. I saw my neighbor's car explode just up.
The music began up to 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, the earliest pieces there. I had been writing music with a view to making them into songs. I failed to make them into songs, or at least I wasn't happy with the songs that I had written over them. And so I thought, this needs a professional.
It's been about 30 years since we did the Bush of Ghosts record or whatever else we were doing, or the last Talking Heads record we all did together or whatever. We've sort of kept in touch, but more often recently than back in the 80s. But yeah, it's been a long time. And
Anyway, David and I bumped into each other 2 or 3 years ago, and I mentioned that I had quite a lot of music, and he heard some of it, and we decided to give it a try. So initially, we really thought we were working on 2 or 3 tracks to see how it went.
Brian would send me files of the music, the instrumental music that he'd done. Often he just sent me MP3s by email. I would import it into a recording software, and then I would kind of improvise vocals and things on top of it.
There are 2 or 3 pieces on here that were very much sonic experiments for me. I hadn't really imagined they would become songs, but David had done so well on all the others. I thought we'd try some of the more challenging things and see if anything could happen with those. And I was very surprised that they worked out really well. In fact, to become some of my favorite pieces on here. So Poor Boy is one of them. I Feel My Stuff is another. And there's another one that I can't remember. No, I programmed it. Well, I played it and then fixed it up, basically. That's what I normally do. I just play a kind of movement, a feeling, and the notes are, of course, all wrong. So then I just go through the MIDI file, getting the notes right, so I've got the rhythmic feel I want.
There's usually a track that has a kind of texture and a mood to it already.
There's 2 basses. There's that pulse bass, which I'm playing, and then there's a guy called Tim Harris playing the good bass. Here he is.
So I try to tap into that somehow. I'll scat sing a melody over, say, Brian's instrumental tracks. And if it seems like it's a good melody.
There's programmed drums and real drums on this.
I'll then try and come up with words that match the meter and phrasing and the implied feeling or whatever of that melody. And sometimes the only way to do that is to just kind of, I find, is to come up with anything that fits, anything at all.
I think it changes character soon, though. This song, I think I go through a few characters.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting section coming in. It suddenly goes sort of, I don't know what it is, Holiday Inn or something.
Adding little bits or taking, kind of changing your expectations
Yes.
is what keeps music really interesting. Because when you listen to music, you can kind of generally tell what's coming. But then when you get surprised by what actually does come, then if it's not too surprising, it's kind of pleasurable.
think this one was done at your studio, right? The vocal?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I had a kind of rough vocal that I'd done in New York, but it just wasn't quite right, and so then we kind of restructured the song or something at Brian's, and I had another go at it. And
That's when this character.
yes.
Lemonies take their sailors home, the broken stuff in the outer wall. I'm sticking out in the road. Memorize toilets, check my school. I like my song, but I lost my cool. I need my laser to move.
This is nice too.
Put him in the ground where the Duchess grows, where the wood is true, when the bells are strong. Gonna stop it, step it, pick it, going by. Take another life of a wretched soul when they get too high and the bushes grow. Gonna rope it, squeeze it, push it, side to side.
So that riff is 2 guitars and several keyboards all stacked up doing a riff. It's sort of like I'm always trying to get the feeling of those West African brass riffs. So that's where that comes from. This is like somebody just stuck their fingers into the electricity shop.
The chick in the shack, the rising sun, the written word in a foreign tongue. You got to hold it all before it drops, baby. It's a little bit, it's a lot inside. It's a bigger thing than you can hide. I took away the parts that need controlling.
Wow. There's a few songs that are kind of wacky, ranting, and raving, but there's quite a few that, for me, are a little bit of an exception, and those are the kind of more kind of folky, gospel-y kind of songs that sound, to me, remarkably beautiful. They sound like they're these kind of songs of whenever affirmation of some kind of humanity or something along those lines.